Are you serious? Are you serious, guys? I am very serious, and I got to fix my lighting, but I'll do that because I see some shadows. But anyway, welcome to the Coming Apocalypse. I'm Pastor Paul Begley, and I'm Indiana. I'm back. Yes, and it was 26 degrees when I got here late last night. We drove all the way from Florida to our home in Indiana from after church Sunday afternoon. And we arrived last night about 10 o'clock. And so it was a long drive yesterday. We drove, it was a 13-hour day. Okay, let's put it that way. But we're here. I'm back in the my office here. I'm so glad. It feels good to be here. It's amazing when you leave Florida and it's 84 and you get to Indiana and it's 26. But it's all right. Okay, it's okay. It's a little warmer than that now. About 40, I say. Anyway, good to see everybody. Good morning, everybody. And we've got some very serious situations taking place. Tomorrow, I'm planning on doing a live, full hour and a half live broadcast around 12 noon tomorrow. Okay. And then also, we're probably going to move the Thursday night broadcast with Mike from around the world to tomorrow night, right after ffctv.info. I will be on that broadcast. That's from 7 to 8 over at ffctv.info. Then I'll come back here and go live with you folks tomorrow night with Mike around the world. But I haven't got that confirmed. I have the email out to Mike, just waiting for his confirmation. Okay. So we'll let you know about that. Anyway, it's good to see everybody. And China is at it again. Can I first put a shout out, though, for www.healthwithpaul.com. That's www.healthwithpaul.com. Guys, I am serious. Are you serious? BioTrust over at www.healthwithpaul.com has come up with a great product, multi-collagen. It's tasteless, it's odorless, yeah, and you'll become ageless as this multi-collagen. No human collagen, no, but instead 5 different types of collagens that include plants, eggs, and fish. What a tremendous way to tighten up the skin, strengthen the fingernails, the teeth, the hair, help it to get more fuller and looking better, and to get those joints that have been so stiff loosened up, guys, with some collagen back in your body. Just go to www.healthwithpaul.com. That's www.healthwithpaul.com. All right, guys. China. Well, they're at it again. They have released a payload that has really got everybody on edge. They sent they launched into space, but then they released the hypersonic missile, then released a payload in space. Could this be a test to see if nuclear weapons could be used in space? Well, here's what we have. A new report says that China's apparent nuclear-capable hypersonic glide vehicle ejected some kind of payload while barreling through the atmosphere in its much discussed test this summer. If true, this would indicate an intriguing new capability for this already novel weapon, albeit one of the functions of which is not entirely clear. You can read more about that in the upcoming reports that are coming soon. And here's what they're saying. Until now, reports had described this a glide vehicle of the type intended to travel into space and traverse the globe in an orbital-like fashion before making its run through the atmosphere toward its target. That's known as a fractional orbital bombardment system. It is a weapon. In this sense, it seemed to have much in common with certain Cold War era concepts. Fobs, as it's known, the fractional orbital bombardment system, Fobs, offers key advantages in that it can launch strikes from the opposite direction that a large amount of existing early warning infrastructure is aimed at, doing so in a flight profile that is lower than what those systems are geared to provide early warnings for. And aside from the Fobs capability, a hypersonic glide vehicle already offers less predictable flight path than what traditional ballistic missiles can provide, and with the ability to make maneuvers within the atmosphere. This indicates during its run-in to its target, making it even harder to detect and defend against this weapon. Matter of fact, you remember the United Nations ambassador of the United States said, "We don't have any defense against this weapon." Remember when he said that? Well, how would you like to know that besides we can't defend it coming in on us, we don't even know what this payload was they released. And if it is, what they're doing is testing the capability to release a nuclear warhead from space with undetectable ability before it hits its target. In a recent interview with CBS News predating the latest revelation, General John Hayton, vice chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, described the test as having involved a long-range missile. Hayton added, "It went about the world, dropped off a hypersonic glide vehicle that glided all the way back to China. That impacted a target in China." This is what it could do. Now citing people familiar with the intelligence agencies, also that reports that the glide vehicle in question fired a separate missile mid-flight in the atmosphere, adding that the overall confusion, the same says that between the references to a missile being launched, delivery of unspecified countermeasures before entering the unnamed experts who point to the use of these countermeasures. So in other words, this hypersonic missile, get this, guys, hypersonic missile on its way up, when it's still in our atmosphere, releases another missile. That missile starts going around as if it's going to target something, but it's not. Instead, it is a counter defense missile if anybody shoots something up to try to blow away the first one. This one will search it out and get it. Meanwhile, once the hypersonic missile got into space, it released a glide vehicle. That hypersonic glide vehicle, while it was in space orbiting the Earth before it gets ready to come back down into Earth, released another payload up there, which of what origin we don't know. And then after it circled the globe a couple times, this vehicle, the glide vehicle, came back into our atmosphere, shot another missile that hit its target in China. That is why we don't know what to do. That you see all the moving parts from one missile, and it travels 5 times the speed, the glider does, 5 times the speed of sound. The missile itself is hypersonic. It is so fast, we have nothing to defend against it. And even if we did, its countermeasure missile that it released would shoot our thing down. This is how far ahead now in the space war that China has advanced past the United States. And this is why President Donald J. Trump started the Space Force and put some of the brightest minds in America on this very subject, guys. Can you guys hear me good? All right. I just want to check the sound just to make sure I'm sounding good. I didn't test my sound check, but I'm hoping it's on track. So this is where we're at. Where's our Space Force? They're still great question. They're still on the ground, Greg, still in the boardroom trying to figure out how to handle the original hypersonic missile. Now they got to deal with one released countermeasure missile, a gliding hypersonic glider that released another payload of which we don't know what, unknown origin of what that's about. And then as it goes around the globe, then it fires a missile and hits its target in China. We're so far behind. This is how far, this is why. And why did this happen? I want to go to the origin of the problem. 8 years of Barack Obama's presidency, of which he drained the American military. Not only did they get rid of some of the best, most experienced soldiers that we ever had in a major downsizing, not only did he not even attempt to retrograde any of our current Navy warships for 8 years, but we did nothing to advance our capabilities in space for 8 years. We failed that 8 years. We're 8 years behind. We're 8 years behind in space. We're 8 years behind where we should have been with our Navy, and we're probably 8 years behind where we should have been with our Army. And so Trump tried his best to catch this up in 4 years, and some of which is still in play. So thank God. But we need somebody to do something. Okay, are you serious? So, guys, we're in the last days. I want to give you this update. There's a whole lot more going on. So just keep your head down and your prayers going up, and keep looking up, for your redemption is drawing nigh. I'll be back in just a few minutes right here with another update. There's more stuff taking place. It's starting to get crazy. It's absolutely getting crazy. Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you saved? That's the question. Have you been born again?